Tuesday, guys. I'm in my favorite place, my backyard under the mango tree. It's gonna be dropping mangoes very soon. So, okay, I have to not cover up the mic, and I did my best to prepare for you guys, but I actually forgot my nice camera and mic at my work. But I did prepare a little bit, and then my camera battery failed. But I did bring a mic, but unfortunately it's powered by the computer and the computer battery is dead. But guys, I'm not dead, I'm alive. Rumors of my demise are far from true. This is my bionic left leg. This is my functioning right leg. Those are my trusty crutches that I can't wait to put in the closet. And here is a mango that fell out of the tree. That is a baby. It's not ready. There's my backyard and my house. So guys, let me turn the camera around. Let me get comfortable. Again, apologies on the video and audio quality. I will do better in the future. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give you guys some updates on my foot. It's been 1 week since the surgery, and basically yesterday I took the wound bandages off from the surgery and I cleaned the foot for the first time in about 6 days. I had had a bag over it over the previous 2 showers. So I've had 2 showers in 1 week. Wow, I think that's a record. And it wasn't fun. But I removed the bandages. It was actually, they came off very nicely with some hot water on top of the plastic bag. So I was told to still not submerge or, go in any water because there's still a risk of infection. So for another couple of days, the risk of infection goes away a lot after 10 days. I mean, it's never gone. I mean, there's always a risk, right? But, I can start to do aqua jogging in a couple of days. So my goal is to start getting in the pool and doing aqua jogging as of tomorrow or Thursday. So tomorrow's Wednesday and I normally do a track, but since I'm on a 2-month hiatus from running, I'm going to start aqua jogging tomorrow. Yeah, so I took the bandages off. I'll show you the foot if you can handle it. And what else? I went to physical therapy yesterday. I know this is the big highlight, right? The reveal of Bryan's foot. So this is a pretty fancy air cast. It's got, like, you pump it and everything. You can take out the air by going here to this, pushing this button, and then you got to actually, it's best to do it when it's off, but you can actually, it's like it pumps up with air. So yeah, there's my foot, guys. I'm much more mobile today than I was yesterday. And there's Celeste. She's keeping me safe. She's guarding my yard. And isn't that cool how she set up a perimeter right around me? I mean, she's like a dog, kind of, sometimes I feel like. Celeste, say hi. Roll on your belly. That means she's happy. Celeste is happy. I'm happy because it's nice outside. So guys, I know you probably didn't tune in to watch my cat, Celeste, who I adore. She's my daughter, but she is happy, and so am I. All right, so back to my foot. The big reveal. All right, so they did 2 incisions in the heel. I cleaned it up last night. It's really hard to see. I don't know if I can position my camera right, but anyways, it's not that important. They just did 2 cuts on the bottom of my heel. It might not be that easy to see with the sun in the background. Let's see if I can put my foot over here. The sun not in the background. Anyways, they did 2 incisions in the bottom of my heel. Then they went up the heel, up the Achilles with a ultrasound and a knife, ultrasonic knife on the end of a needle called 10X. And that's how they cleaned up. It's called debriding. And okay, that's enough of the foot, right? All right, back to my beautiful face. So they did something called debriding, I don't know how you say it, where they clean up bad tissue in the Achilles using ultrasound, and they also did remove some of the heel bone. And it's not super noticeable, of course, how much that they removed. They said that I probably wouldn't notice it as far as looking at it, but I'll notice it in how it feels. So that's the most important thing, is how will I feel when I return to running in 2 months? Will I feel better than I have felt the last 5 to 7 years? Or will I feel worse, or will I feel the same? There's always a risk post-surgery and with surgery. But the alternative was to keep running in pain, which I simply didn't want to do. And that brings me, to my second section of today's video, which will be about my goals for 2024 and 2025 as I return to marathoning and serious training. I have some unfinished business. So, but first, yesterday I had physical therapy for the first time since surgery with a physical therapist who is not connected to the hospital that did the surgery. It's a physical therapist named Dr. Dillon, who's been working on me for the last 2 years at his place called Healing Hands Chiropractic in Cooper City. So he is a sports medicine doctor from Florida, from Miami, and he actually was part of like a D1 college team's medical staff during his residency. So he's been on many sports medicine teams for like college teams. I think it was like University of Alabama or something, but regardless, he's my physical therapist. He worked on me yesterday. He adjusted my back. Guys, I was all messed up. Let me tell you about some lessons learned from being on crutches for 1 week. It's been 1 week exactly since I came home from Cleveland Clinic and surgery. And it happened last Tuesday, at about noon. So it's been a week. So basically I hurt my piriformis in my left glute really badly by having my leg raised in my bed for 2 to 3 nights in a row. So the first thing that happened was after 2 to 3 nights of elevating my foot in my bed with a pillow, which I thought I was supposed to do while I was sleeping, it actually jacked up my lower back so bad and caused me to have a pinched sciatic or pinched piriformis, definitely a pinched nerve in my piriformis. My physical therapist confirmed it. And so, I learned to remove that pillow. It was probably needed for the first night post-surgery to have a pillow under my foot while I was sleeping, my bad foot. But for 2 or 3 nights, you can imagine how important your posture is while you're sleeping. So I've been battling a pinched nerve in my hip for the last 2 or 3 days. Obviously, I'm not training right now. I'm on complete rest, bed rest. Doing very little besides resting, guys. I have to go to work here and there, yes. And I have some responsibilities, and I take care of my 2 cats, and I have a home. There's one of my cats right there behind me. The other one is running around in the neighborhood. But regardless, so the physical therapist said that my back needed a lot of help, and he worked on me for like an hour. And then they also worked on my knee, because here's the second part of the story. So my right knee, right? This is my good leg, and this is my bad leg. And I'm being very careful with my bad leg too. And I'm not gonna call it my bad leg much longer, but I'm keeping it protected. In fact, I should put the sock back over it. But it actually isn't very sensitive right now. It's not sensitive at all. In fact, I'm just not supposed to put any weight on it, but there's no sensitivity. And I haven't taken any pain meds, guys, since 2 days post-surgery. I took pain meds for the first 2 days just for the, the burning and the pain from them removing part of the bone and scoping the heel. So my knee, guys, on Sunday got patellar tendonitis, which I've had a little issue with over the years, but basically it got worse because I was jumping around on crutches for like 4 or 5 days, and I tried to do too much over the weekend. Lesson number 2 after don't adjust your sleeping posture post-surgery when you don't have to more than 2 or 3 days. Lesson number 2 is do not try to do too much while you're on your first 4 or 5 days of recovery, because you really should just be in bed resting or in a chair watching other people help you or doing nothing. If your house has to get dirty and the cats are gonna, be mad at you, so be it. But as a kind person I am to myself and to my cats and my friends, I was trying to do too much. I didn't go out on any boats, no, and I was invited and I didn't go, okay? It took a lot of willpower. Dan Potter invited me onto a yacht party boat and I did not go. I said, no, I'm recovering. That was Friday afternoon. I stayed at home all weekend. I had a couple friends visit me. Shout out to Fabiola Morales, to Gina Colasso, to Paola Herrera. They all 3 came by. Also, Dan Potter came by. Who else? One other person came by. A couple of people came by. And thank you all for coming by to help me. People came by. Fabi took me grocery shopping at Aldi's on Friday night, and we got like a bunch of groceries, 2 weeks worth of groceries. So I've been food prepping. I've been eating my overnight oats. So that was really helpful. Lesson 3, you need to rely on the help of others. Don't try to clean your house. I did all weekend, vacuum and sweep and try to do yard work even. Not really yard work, but just like chasing my cats around the yard on crutches. And guys, I literally didn't put my foot down for like 5 or 6 days. And so what happened was it caused my patellar tendon in my right knee to get super jacked up because I was using my right quad so much. So I'll show you. Like, you know, when you're using your quad so much, you know, what happens is when it's used so much for doing these one-legged squats to get something off the ground, right, Celeste? Then what happens is the muscles pull on the kneecap and it pulls it up, and that strains the patellar tendon right here. The patellar tendon is right underneath the kneecap, and when it is triggered, when you have either tendonitis or an inflamed, there's different levels. There's like level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right, Celeste? And the bad levels you don't want to get because that's called chronic. So I have an acute patellar tendonitis called jumper's knee, and it is pretty bad, guys, where now I can bend it today, but yesterday, which was Monday, I could not bend it well. And it all happened because on Saturday and Sunday I tried to do too much around my house, sweeping, cleaning, helping the cats by feeding them 24/7. You know, I live by myself, and you know, I'm trying to keep, you know, it's the weekend, I'm just trying to get a couple things done around the house. I did too much, hurt my knee, and it'll get better, but you know, it's the opposite side of the body from the surgery foot, but the right knee, you know, definitely got hurt. So I'm guarding that, and I'm being much more mindful of what I'm trying to do, spending more time in bed, resting. I'm actually also massaging and doing foam rolling on the quad and everything to loosen up the quad and the legs. Foam rolling, doing piriformis stretches in the bed. You know, for those of you that know, you just pull your knee behind, you pull behind your knee on your foot. See how I got my foot out here? And that's my bad foot, and it's on my knee. And you're laying in bed, you just lay on your back and you pull your knee towards you, and that's a nice piriformis stretch, guys. And that will relieve a lot of the issues I'm feeling, along with just, you know, hip looseners, lower back stretches, and also time and correct posture. So what else have I been doing before I get to my goals? I did some pull-ups yesterday. I'm gonna do some planks and some I almost said plyometrics. I'm gonna do some planks and yoga tonight, and not like any crazy yoga, just like, again, like some modified planks and some things I can do. Geez, the sun out here is really strong. What angle is best? It's that afternoon sun, guys, in Miami. It's over there. And I'm in my backyard under the pine trees. So let me find a good angle here where I'm not getting blasted. Okay, I think this is better. So basically tonight I'm gonna start doing some core exercises on my back because I can start to do that now. And I can also do like bicep curls sitting in a chair because that doesn't use my Achilles at all. So see, I can do with a 10-pound weight. I can do like a little bit of, you know, I can be seated and I can do like weighted arm swings. I can do aqua jogging starting tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. I can get in the pool, but I really want to make sure before I get in the pool that that wound is totally closed where they did the surgery, the 2 incision holes. And it's getting close, guys. So first things I can do in the pool, now we're getting into my training and my recovery, is aqua jogging with an aqua jogging belt. So it's a belt you wear around your body that's blue, and it's a flotation device that's like a belt. And they're very cheap. They're about $10 or $20 online, and they're awesome. You just go in a pool and they keep you upright, like in, you know, like you're standing straight up, and then you just jog in place, and you do that for like an hour, half an hour. I mean, I've never done it for more than 10 minutes before, but I've seen people do it online and in videos and in person a couple of times. But now it's my time to do it because there's no running until June 8th is my targeted date right now for my return to running. June 8th, which would be 2 months post-surgery. I can maybe do my first run, but there will be benchmarks along the way by my physician, my surgeon, who will give me the okay, and my physical therapist. You know, first I will relearn how to walk. I actually do have to relearn how to walk because I haven't used my leg in 1 week, and it's very strange when you don't use your leg in 1 week. It's been a long time since I haven't used my leg in 1 week. My left leg, I crutched with my foot in the air for about 5 or 6 days straight, and I don't want to do that anymore, guys. It caused my whole body to hurt. It throws off everything. You start getting hunched over. it's just really bad stuff. I had to do it, you know, the first 3 or 4 days so I get out of bed and go to the bathroom and this and that, try to go to work, try to do things. You know, it's not like I got in a car accident. This is a sports injury procedure, a shaving down of my heel. But the heel is so important because you use it to stand all day and to move and to walk, and you know what you do. I can't go upstairs at all. It's very hard to go upstairs. I should not go up more than a flight of stairs. So you get the point. My doctor said no stairs, no jumping, no running, no plyometrics, no yoga, no deep stretching for 2 months. Aqua jogging, and then eventually some bicycling, maybe in a couple of weeks, he said. But he said I'm gonna be in my ankle, what do you call it, my boot? I'm gonna be in this boot for 2 months, a month and a half. I'm a fast healer. I'm pretty sure I'll be back, you know, earlier than most, but I mean, I have a really good nutrition. I'm taking MSM every single day. So let's talk nutrition before I talk about the races coming up, which is exciting. Nutrition wise, I've been taking MSM powder to rebuild my cartilage and my connective tissue. It's very affordable. You can buy like a year supply tub for like $20 online. MSM, like methyl sulfomethane, is that's approximately the chemical, or the supplement name is methyl sulfame methane. It is in garlic and onions naturally, guys, and it is a natural compound that you can take in a supplement form to help rebuild your connective tissue. And it's in a lot of formulas with like glucosamine, chondroitin, and other joint, you know, supportive supplements. So I'm taking MSM, I'm taking fish oils, I'm taking astaxanthin. I'm getting a PRP injection next Tuesday, 2 weeks post-surgery. So that's in 1 week. I get my PRP guided by ultrasound into the Achilles, where the partial rupture was. They're gonna do an injection, either subcutaneous into the Achilles or into the subtalar joint, which is the main Achilles joint in the center. I'm not sure which one they're gonna actually do. They're gonna tell me, but I had some damage in my ankle as well from many ankle sprains, guys. And so they may either go into the ankle, or I'm most likely thinking they're gonna go into the Achilles with the PRP. So that's next Tuesday. And quickly about the PRP, some interesting facts that I learned were that you are supposed to go on a low carb diet for as long as you can, like they say a week before PRP to get the best benefits, and a week after, or 2 weeks. So low carb apparently helps PRP to reduce inflammation and help heal injuries. Number 2, no alcohol. Number 3, no ibuprofen or anti-inflammatories for 1 week prior to PRP, or 2 weeks, and no anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen or Aleve for 2 to 4 weeks post-PRP, as long as possible. In fact, you just don't want to be taking ibuprofen if you can handle it, because it's generally, you know, a quick fix Band-Aid, and it's not good overall for your body's immune response. And it's also not good for your liver and your stomach. And I can testify to that because I was hospitalized with stomach issues in my 20s. I have a sensitive stomach, but most people should not take ibuprofen more than for something very serious, short-term use. But if you're gonna get PRP, they always say you should not use ibuprofen for 2 weeks prior to PRP, or at least 1 week. Otherwise, you will not get good effects, because PRP is supposed to be doing the anti-inflammatory action, not the ibuprofen. What else? So besides no alcohol, which is easy, and no ibuprofen, easy. Low carbs, not so easy. The other thing they want me to do to prep is, gosh, they just told me not to like walk or put too much weight on it yet, and to, you know, that I can, you know, slowly start to walk with the boot on, but I'm still using the crutches 7 days out. But hopefully next week I won't have the crutches anymore, 2 weeks out, and I'll be seeing my surgeon and he'll do the PRP. But actually after PRP, you kind of go backwards a little bit, because PRP is somewhat traumatic. And guys, I wanted to mention surgery is traumatic too. I thought about that before I did this video. It was one of my messages. You know, I didn't want to like put any weight on my leg for almost a whole week that they did surgery on, like 6 days, or I waited to even touch the foot. Like, I was so guarded to protect it, because I really want to get really good, you know, results. And you have to really be a good patient. That's very important. That's another important message. Be a good patient. Follow the doctor's instructions. Eat healthy. Don't drink alcohol. Don't eat junk food. Get good sleep. Mindset's important. Lower stress levels. Stay hydrated. Brush your teeth. All these things. They all actually are important for your recovery and your mental health during recovery. So, what else? Okay, so let's talk about my running goals. We were at 20 minutes. I think I caught you up on my recovery progress. I'm 1 week in, and there's still a long way to go. It's going to be a 4 to 8 week recovery, 4 to 6. Even after the 4 to 6 weeks on the boot, that's what they told me, 4 to 6 weeks in a boot. After that, you got to re-strengthen the foot. You got to re-strengthen the leg. The other parts of the body are going to start hurting the minute I start running. The minute I do a 1 miler, 2 to 3, 4 miler, I probably will start with a 1 miler or a half a miler after 2 months off. And remember, guys, I took months off in December, January, and February. I took a couple months off in that period because I got injections prior to the surgery. So I actually told myself to take all this time off. I haven't really been running seriously since November. And I ran 232 about a year ago at CIM. I ran 240 twice in the last year at Boston and Chicago, all hurt. All in pain, all with Achilles tendonitis, advanced Hageland's deformity, and a partially ruptured Achilles. I ran 5 marathons last year all over the world. And the bottom line is, given that I did 5 marathons last year and this problem has been bothering me for 5 to 7 years, and the pain has been so bad sometimes that I couldn't handle it, like 7 or 8 out of 10, like excruciating pain all times a day, at night, in the car, wherever, after hard workouts, it's just unbearable. I couldn't train. I couldn't be my normal, happy self when I was running in pain. So the bottom line is, if I could run 231 twice in the last, 3 years, I've run 231 at CIM 2 times, and I ran 232 there twice. I ran CIM 4 years in a row. I ran also 232 a bunch of other times, a bunch of other cities like Chicago and Boston and Berlin and London, 240, but a lot of 240s and 235s and 232s and 231s. I can just imagine how much better I'm going to feel and want to train when I'm back with a new heel that's shaved down. They scoped it. They did all the cleaning up, the debrising, and I'm going to be able to start training again without pain. And I was limiting myself in the last 3 to 6 months. Well, the last 3 months, since Chicago in October, the marathon, my last marathon was Chicago in October, and then I had 2 more races. Halloween half on Halloween in Miami Beach, which I got second in, and the Flanagan's Rocking Rib 10K, which I compete in every year as a pro. After that one in November, the Flanagan's race, I hung up the cleats until I can fix this foot issue. And eventually I found the surgeon. I had to consult 2 surgeons. It was not an easy journey. So I'm going through all of this time off, literally 6 months off almost from my racing career. I've been racing for 18 to 20 years, since 2008. I've been racing solidly without almost a break. And I have some big goals for the end of this year. The first one is Valencia Marathon on December 1st, 3 days before my 46th birthday. I'll be running my 46th marathon of my life in Valencia, Spain. And it's one of the fastest races in the world. So I will start training for Valencia June 8th, once I am able to restart my running program. And that will be a 6-month training cycle from June 8th to December 1st. And hopefully I'll be able to rebuild my body and rebuild my training. And I'm pretty positive I will, because my goal is to run under 230 in Valencia. So you heard it here first. I will run under 230 after Achilles surgery. I know someone else who's done it too, Bryan, shout out to him. We're former training partners, and he's a very talented runner who's now retired mainly. And he had Achilles full surgery, and they had to reattach.
John, you got a portable air conditioner that can be used anywhere. It blew my mind. Where were you several years ago when I was playing select baseball, man, in the scorching heat in Texas? Right. Tell us how it works.
It's a true air conditioner. Here's the big deal. So in Florida, South Texas, humidity, you can't make a swamp cooler work. There's already moisture in the air.
Right.
This is a true air conditioner. It actually pulls the moisture out of the air. So this thing, you can run it off a battery. You can run it off a 12-volt cord, off a 110. But this is what makes it unique.
How long is the battery?
5 hours on a single charge.
6.5 hours.
The great thing about it is you can use them indoors, outdoors. You can put it right in the tent with you. The idea is to be extremely portable. This thing is light.
It is light. I love the colors, by the way.
It works perfect for the new CU partnership.
That's right. Can you tell me about not just the innovation, but why?
A lot of your athletes, the people that like the U.S. Open, Australian Open.
Okay. Oh my God, it's a miracle. I paused it. I figured it out. Wow. Do never touch your screen while you're doing a live. And here I don't have my awesome microphone at home either. But guys, so my goal is Valencia, December 1st. That will be my first real race back. I'll do a couple tune-up races to get ready. I'll do a half marathon and a couple 5Ks in the fall, probably in the September, October, November range to get sharp. I will not just go to Valencia without having raced in over a year. Being my 46th marathon, I have learned a lot over the years, and I'm confident I can put it together in Valencia. After running courses like London, Berlin, Chicago, Boston 9 times, Chicago 6 times, CAM 4 times, you get the point. I've traveled a lot, done a lot of marathons. I'm so excited for Valencia. After Valencia, I'm going to do Boston 2025. You heard it here first. I'm already pre-qualified from Chicago last year, where I ran 240. In a lot of pain, and shout out to my ex-girlfriend Gina for coming to that race, because she helped me in a lot of pain get through that race. And I still ran a decent time, but I was hobbling the whole race, and after the race and before the race, and my training was hobbling. So I'm excited to be not hobbling anymore during training, because I literally couldn't use my left leg, guys. Like I couldn't toe off, I couldn't even sprint, I couldn't even do aggressive, nothing, no powerful, running mechanics at all. Not even efficient running mechanics, because of a partially ruptured Achilles and a bone growth that was preventing my heel from working correctly. So I'm so excited to have a new heel, guys. I'm taking my recovery very seriously, probably the most serious I've taken anything in my life, I feel like, because it was also very expensive. It's costing me a lot of time. I'm just sitting around mainly right now, so you can understand if I'm a little bored. We're going on almost 30 minutes here. But I'm doing some studying. I'm doing some podcasting on Sneaker Impact News. We're doing 1 to 2 episodes a week on that channel, on YouTube and Spotify. Check out Sneaker Impact News if you want more of my thoughts and the interviews I do with experts and people in the community. But guys, I'm doing Valencia and then Boston. And besides that, I'm going to get back to the 5K and I'm going to run under 16 again. I've run under 16 a good 5 to 10 times. My PR is 15:34. I'm going to run under 16 again. I want to get that snap back in the body. I'm staying very lean. I don't know if you can see, I'm lean. I'm a lean, mean fighting machine. I'm staying in my fighting weight, which is about under 135. And when I race, I'm more like 125. I'm 5'9", so you do the math, and I'm ready to go, guys. I'm resting these legs. I'm resting them. They're resting for months. And I'm going to do a lot of regenerative, healthy stuff for my body and mind after 18 to 20 years of racing to help me come back with some more fire in my belly and some more fire in my legs, and I'm just really excited. So I don't know if you guys have any questions, but I'm going to end this live soon. But I just wanted to update you 1 week post-surgery on my Achilles tendon. Everything's going good, although I'm taking it very slow. One more look at it, so you can see there's a little bit of bruising still. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it there. That's Haglund's. They shaved it down, guys. There's some bruising right here. I don't know if you can see that. That's some blood, some bruising. You should have seen it before I cleaned it. But this used to be very prominent, guys. That was a very, very, very prominent bump before. And now it's much less prominent, right? I mean, it's much less prominent. And they did the incision down at the bottom. Let me see if I can get it down there. It's so hard to put on camera. But they came in down here, guys, on the bottom of the heel. Right here. I don't want to touch it. And then, well, okay, this is so goofy. Ugh. All right, you can see there's a couple incision holes there, right? They're healing up. They went up the Achilles, and they debrided it. But besides that, guys, I've got a highly functional foot. Look, I can move it. Yep. So that's my Achilles tendon. It's coming back better than ever. And I'm going to be running again, guys. I'm going to run. My leg has to learn how to work again, but I'm going to do it. So, and this leg, I have to do a lot of rehab on too. But guys, if you have any questions about Achilles tendonitis, I'm your expert. The procedure was called 10X, 10xhealth.com, ultrasonic knife. What else? Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be competing again in the Masters National Championship races, in 2025. I'm going to skip 2024 Masters World Championship, which is in Sydney in September. I was invited, but I turned down the request. What's up, Cole? Shout out to my high school cross country team, the Hebrew Academy, joining us. I'll be back running with you guys, hopefully pain-free in August or July when we get started with training. I'll be good by then, or Gucci, as I say. It's one of my phrases that some of my friends cringe when I say that I'm going to be Gucci. Everything's Gucci. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I skipped Sydney this year. Sydney's where they're hosting the World Marathon Majors Age Group World Championship race. I did it last year, the World Marathon Major World Championship race in Chicago, and the year before in London. I'm skipping Sydney this year. They'll tell us next year in 2025 where it's going to be. But in order to run it in 2025, I have to run 2 marathons in 2024, and I just realized that. And Boston was on Monday, so I missed Boston this year. I didn't sign up this year. I took a year off, although I was qualified. I ran it last year as one of my 5 marathons last year, but this year it was yesterday. It was the Boston Marathon, guys. So next year I will be running in it. I have family in Boston. It'll be my 10th Boston Marathon. I'm excited to return to the promised land, the sacred grounds of Hopkinton and Boylston and Copley and all the parts of Boston, Watertown and Wellesley and where Brookline. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to get back out there competing in the Age Group World Championship race. I do need 2 races this year to qualify, 2 marathons, and I only have Valencia, so that is a potential problem. Maybe I'll do a tune-up race before Valencia, because as long as you run 2 sub 3 hours, you'll get invited at my age group. I'm now in the 45 to 49 age group, guys. You can't hold me back. So anyways, I gotta go. I gotta go to work now, guys. The work calls, believe it or not. I'm gonna put my boot back on, and look, there's my boot. It's in pieces, but I'm gonna put it back on and pump it up, and then I'm gonna put my, I'm gonna, the good thing is the doctor said, let that foot get some air, let it heal. Start letting it touch grass, So I gotta go, guys. I gotta end the live right now, but I see a couple people saying hi from Russia. Oh, hello, my Russian friends. I'm actually going to pick up a Russian person right now. I have many Russian friends, and what's up to all my people around the world. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. I think that was a pretty good update today. It went 30 minutes, a little longer than planned. So I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? All right, have a beautiful Tuesday. Hope you guys are all healthy. And if you have any health questions or tips, please reach out. Questions, I'm happy to help anytime, and or running questions. So guys, I'll be back in about a week or so and let you know how it is going. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great week. Bye-bye.